We're down to the last stage in the life of a partnership, that is we're down to the last stage in the life of a partnership, that is partnership liquidation. Okay, so partnership liquidation. Among all the stages in the life of a partnership, you have formation, operations, dissolution, liquidation. For me, yung pinaka-challenging. Okay? Pero kayang-kaya natin yan. So basically class, in partnership liquidation, the operations of the partnership are already terminated. Na-bankrupt na yung partnership. Okay? Common reason yan is insolvency or inability to pay debts. And in the Philippines, bankruptcy and insolvency are governed by the Financial Rehabilitation and Insolvency Act, or FRIA, right? So class, during liquidation, the partnership will undergo what we call the liquidation process, right? And sa liquidation process class, this will be administered by the trustee, also called as the receivership, also called liquidator, alright? Now, sir, ano ba yung liquidation process? Basically, you have 3 steps. In liquidation process, step number 1 is we sell all non-cash assets at net realizable value. Okay, since liquidation na, yung mga non-cash assets na natin, i-convert na natin into cash. So basically, we convert non-cash assets into cash. Alright? So, meron na tayong cash. Step number 2 is we pay the creditors. Step number 3, we distribute remaining cash to the partners, if any. Okay? Kung meron pa tayong remaining cash. So, this is what you call the liquidation process. We sell all non-cash assets, we pay the creditors, and we distribute remaining cash to the partners. Now, let's focus on step number 2. So, payment of creditors, actually meron tayong tinatawag class dyan na order of priority. So, lagay natin dito, order of priority. When it comes to the partnership's assets. Partnership's assets. Okay? So, let's say class, meron tayong XYZ partnership. Okay? Ayan, so, yun example natin. Si XYZ partnership, meron siyang 10 million assets after converting all non-cash assets into cash. So now class, when you say order of priority, kanino mapupunta yung 10 million na yan? Okay? First priority is the partnership's creditors. Alright? Sino ba yung partnership's creditors? Nandiyan yung supplier. What else? Banks. And let's say CBIR. Ayan. So yun yung mga partnership's creditors. And priority number 2 is the inside or internal creditors. Sir, what do you mean by inside or internal creditors? So let's say class si partner X. One of the partners nag-loan kay XYZ partnership. Okay? So ang entry ni XYZ partnership, debit cash, credit loan from partner X. So yung loan from partner X na yun is a liability of the partnership. Ang tawag natin dun is inside or internal creditor. So lagay natin dito partners loans. Okay? Iyan yung next na babayaran. Okay? And yung last one, sa order of priority, is the partners' capital balances. Okay? So actually class, yung first 2 na yan, na priority, yung partnerships creditors and inside creditors, ito siya. Paying the creditors. Okay? Yung partners' capital balances, ito siya. Yung step number 3. Distribute remaining cash to the partners. Now, let's have an illustration. So, 10 million yung assets ni partnership, XYZ partnership, bayaran mo na si partnership creditors. Let's say this is 5 million. Alright? Si inside creditors, yung partner's loan, let's say this is 2 million. So 10 minus 5 minus 2, meron pang 3 million. That 3 million will be distributed to the partners X, Y, and Z. Got it? Okay. Actually, kasi may term dito. Magbabasa kayo, mga textbooks, may mababasa kayo doon ng marshalling of assets. Ibig sabihin ng marshalling of assets, basically, yun yung priority, order of priority when it comes to the partnership's assets. Now, walang problema kapag 10 million kasi enough yan to pay all the creditors. What if yung assets lang of XYZ is 4 million? Okay? Dito pa lang, 5 million na yung partnership creditors, hindi niya mababayaran lahat yan. Ang mababayaran na niya dyan is 4 million. Okay? Yung inside creditors, si partner X na nag-loan to the partnership, walang mababayaran sa kanya. Wala rin madidistribute to the partners. Yung question dito, class, is what will happen sa difference na 1 million? So, lagay natin dito. Yung difference na 1 million, class, the partnership's creditors, such as the suppliers, banks, and BIR, can run after, so lagay ko dito, partnership creditors can run after the personal assets of the partners of X, Y, and Z. Okay? So, pag hindi makabayad yung partnership dun sa partnership's creditors, yung partnership's creditors na yan can run after the personal assets of X, Y, and Z. Ang tawag natin dyan, class, yun yung concept of unlimited liability. Okay? So, unlike sa corporation kasi, class, meron tayong limited liability. So, yung creditors ni corporation cannot run after the assets of the shareholders. Okay? Actually, yun yung biggest advantage ng corporation compared to partnership. Alright? So, ang tawag natin dito, again, this is unlimited liability. Now, take note, class, na yung personal assets na yan, may order of priority din yan. Kung meron kang order of priority when it comes to partnerships assets, meron ka ding order of priority when it comes to the personal assets. Okay? Number 1 priority is the personal creditors. And then number 2 is the partnership creditors. So take note, class, na kung dito number 1 si partnership creditors, dito number 2 siya. Okay? Let's have an illustration. For example, si partner X, okay? Nag-car loan siya. Car loan kay BDO. Ayan. So, yung car na yun, class, ginagamit ni partner X para sa sariling use niya, personal use, para sa family niya. Okay? Ngayon, si BDO, since car loan yun, ang tawag natin kay BDO is the personal creditor. Ngayon, yung pera ni X, yung personal assets ni X, ang may priority doon si BDO. Babayaran niyo muna si BDO, yung personal creditor. If meron pang excess cash or excess assets si partner X, doon lang niya babayaran si partnership's creditors. Got it? Okay, so ulitin natin. The partnership's creditors have priority over the partnership's assets, while the personal creditors have priority over the personal assets. Okay, so later, expound natin yan. But basically, yan siya. Now, later, makikita din natin, class, na yung mga partners na yan, pwede silang solvent or pwede silang insolvent. Alright? So, expound natin later yan. Sige. Okay. Before we go to our exercises, so last one na to. So class, meron tayong 2 types of liquidation. Meron tayong tinatawag na lump sum liquidation and installment liquidation. Actually, yung lump sum mas madali yan than installment liquidation. When you say lump sum liquidation, the liquidation process, okay, is completed at a short period of time. Okay? The liquidation process is completed at a short period of time. Ano ulit yung liquidation process? Selling of non-cash assets, paying the creditors, and distributing remaining cash to the partners. So let's say inabot lahat yan for 1 month lang. Ayan. Pwede natin sabihin niya na it's a lump sum liquidation. Okay? Now, pag sabi mo naman, class, na installment liquidation, the liquidation process, okay, takes time to complete. Alright, the liquidation process takes time to complete. So let's say, class, inabot yan ng 6 months. Alright, ang tawag natin doon is installment liquidation. If gagawa tayo ng timeline, this is January 1, okay, this is Feb 1, March 1, April, May 1 and June 1. When you say lump sum liquidation, yung buong liquidation process natapos siya within 1 month. Alright? When you say installment liquidation naman, natapos siya in a span of 6 months. Mas matagal siya. Alright? So later class, ma-realize natin mas madali yung lump sum than installment liquidation. In installment liquidation, remember class, yung goal natin dito, okay, is to determine how much cash can we safely distribute to the partners. Distribute to the partners. Okay, so write this down. Yung goal natin in installment liquidation to determine how much cash can we safely, ito yung keyword dyan, safely distribute to the partners. Kasi klase mangyayari dito, kapag installment liquidation again, 6 months yan. Pero ang goal natin dyan is every month, magbigay na tayo ng cash to the partners. Okay? Ang tawag natin dun is safe payments. O later, matututunan natin yung safe payment schedule. So basically kasi installment liquidation, alamin natin how much yung cash na pwede nating bayaran safely after the end of each month. So instead of maghintay ka pa hanggang matapos yung buong liquidation process, so pwedeng couple of months o pwedeng abutin ng years, hindi na natin hihintayin yun. So every month, magko-compute na tayo ng safe payments to the partners. Ang tawag natin doon is the installment. That's what we do for installment liquidation. Got it? Okay. So yun lang yung kailangan malaman about corporate liquidation. Let's go to our exercises. Let's go to problem number 18. Okay, 18. So class, make sure na-copy nyo to ha. Erase ko na to. So ito, i-retain muna natin yan. Okay, para mag-refer tayo dyan. For this one, erase na natin. Okay, so let's go to number 18. We have two scenarios dito. Actually, yung scenario 1 dito class, ilagay mo na dyan, is lump sum liquidation. Scenario number 2 is installment liquidation. So tingnan natin side by side kung paano yung treatment natin dyan. On January 1, 2021, the partners of ABC Partnership decided to liquidate their partnership. The following information were made available. Cash, AR, inventory, equipment. Okay? You have accounts payable, payable to B, and then the capital. So class, yung given na yun, i-analyze natin. Meron kang cash, tama? 20,000. Yung AR, inventory, and equipment, ang tawag natin doon is non-cash assets. And in partnership liquidation, ang goal natin is i-convert natin yon into cash. Okay? Next, nakita niyo yung accounts payable. Ano tawag natin sa accounts payable na yan? It's the partnership creditor. Malamang supplier yan. Alright? How about yung payable to B? Well, si B, nag-loan siya sa partnership, kaya may payable to B. Ano tawag natin kay B? Inside or internal creditor. Priority number 2 siya. And then may ABC, capital. Okay? Kapag may enough cash pa tayo, or remaining cash, we can distribute that to the partners. Partners, ABC. So may P&L ratio tayo dito, 20%, 30%, and 50%. As you will learn later, P&L ratio pa rin yung gagamitin natin pang-allocate to the partners. From formation, to operations, to dissolution, to liquidation, pag mag-allocate ka, always use the P&L ratio. Ingat ka doon ha, kasi minsan nagbibigay ng capital ratio. Alright? P&L ratio yung gagamitin mo. Okay? Sige. So, determine the amount of cash distributed to the partners under the two independent scenarios. Scenario number 1, information on the conversion of non-cash assets as follows. Okay, letter A, 50,000 was collected on the AR, the balance is uncollectible. Okay, so class, for scenario number 1, so tingnan natin, this is problem 18, scenario number 1, tingnan natin kung how much yung cash na marireceive natin kasi yun yung step number 1. Alright? So, for 50,000 cash was collected on AR, so lagay natin collection of AR, 50,000. Okay? Letter B, 70,000 was received on the entire inventory. Lagay natin sale of inventory. That is 70,000. Okay? Sale of equipment. The equipment was sold for 250. So, lagay natin 250,000. And then, liquidation expenses were paid. So, i-minus mo na yan. Okay? Usually, liquidation expenses na yan. Binabayad mo yan sa trustee, receivership, or liquidator. Okay? So, lagay natin dito, liquidation expenses. Siyempre, negative yan, 2,000. 50 plus 70, that's 120, plus 250 minus 2,000. Yung net proceeds natin, okay? Net proceeds natin dito, class, you should get 368,000. Tama? 250 plus 50, that's 300 plus 70, 270 minus 2, you have 368,000. Okay. So, binenta natin lahat ng non-cash assets for 368,000. Tama ba, class? Kapag ang ginawa ko dyan, kinumpare ko siya sa non-cash assets. How much yung total non-cash assets? So, get your calculators. Add natin lahat yan. 60,000, yung AR, plus 120 inventory, plus equipment 300. Nakuha niyo yung 480,000. That's the book value of the non-cash assets. 480,000. Take note, class, na huwag mo isasama yung cash. Baka doon ka pa magkamali. Kasi again, ang kino-convert natin, non-cash assets. Yung cash na yun. Huwag mo na isasama yan dito sa computation natin. Tama ba, class? Kung yung book value of non-cash assets ko, 480, bibinenta ko siya for 368. May loss ako. Kasi mas mababa ko siya na benta. So, how much yung loss natin? You have 112,000. Nakuha niyan. So, 112,000, we have loss 112,000. Okay. So, yan yung next step natin. Now, ganito lang, class, ang gagawin mo kapag liquidation. Lagay mo yung partner's capital balances. Partner A, lagay natin yung P&L ratio, 20%. Partner B has 30%. And then partner C has 50%. Okay. So, si partner A, meron siyang 100,000. Alright? Si partner B, class, meron siyang 150, pero merong payable to B. Okay? Kapag payable to B, ibig sabihin, tama ba marireceive ni B yan? So, ibig sabihin, class, ang total na receivable ni B from the partnership is the capital na 150 plus 20, 170,000. Okay? Lagay mo dyan 170. And then si partner C, 200,000. So, class, remember this. Kapag liquidation, i-offset mo na lahat ng loans. Okay? Kasi pwedeng, dalawang klase yung class. Pwedeng loans to and from. Okay? So, in this case, si B yung nag-loan sa partnership. Kaya in-add natin. Pero on the other hand, kapag si partnership naman, yung nag-loan kay partner, ima-minus naman natin yun. Bakit, sir? Kasi pag si partnership nag-loan kay partner, receivable ni partnership yun. Tama? Ang magbabayad nun si partner. So, ima-minus mo naman. Got it? Sige. So, for this one, in-add natin. Okay. So, yan yung gagawin natin. So, these are the capital balances. And then, allocate natin yung loss na 112,000. Take note, P&L ratio pa rin yung gagamitin natin. 112,000 times 0.2. You have 22,400. Okay, 22,400. And then 112,000 times 0.3. You have 33,600. And then 112,000 times 50%. You have 56,000. Alright? 56,000. Okay, so 100,000 minus 22,400 minus, that is 77,600. And then, for partner B, meron tayong 170 minus 33,600. You have 136,400. And then, for partner C, 200,000 minus 56,000. You have 144,000. Ito na yung final answers natin. Partner A will receive 77,600. Partner B will receive 136,400. Partner C will receive 144,000. Okay? So, para ma-double check, okay? Para ma-prove ko sa inyo na tama yan. So, class, tama ba? Pag in-add mo yung tatlo na yan, add natin So, 77,600 plus 136,400 plus 144,000, you get 358,000. Okay? Now, if i-analyze mo yung cash balance natin, tama ba may beginning cash tayo na 20,000, yung nasa balance sheet natin, 20, tama? May 20,000 tayo dyan, and then, nabenta natin lahat for 368,000. So, lagay mo sa debit yan, 368,000. Take note, class, ang sabi ko dito, ang una mong babayaran is the creditors. Creditors muna. So, meron tayong accounts payable dyan. Nakita mo yung accounts payable na 30, bayaran natin yan. So, 30,000. Okay. So, yung matitira sa ating class, 20,000 plus, ulit, 20,000 plus 368,000 minus 30, you have 358,000. Yung 358,000 na yan, since bayad na yung creditors natin, pwede na natin bayaran yan to the partners. Okay, so ayun sagot natin. 77,600, 136,400, and 144,000. Kaya sabi ko sa inyo, class, kapag installment liquidation, madali lang. So, ginawa lang natin, kinumpute natin total proceeds, okay, and then kinumpare natin sa book value, may loss tayo, we allocate to the partners using the P&L ratio, in-offset mo na yung loans to and from, okay, and then yun na yung nakukuha mo. That's the answer. Okay, now, what if scenario number 2 tayo, installment liquidation. Okay na to? Pwede ko na erase? Sige. So, erase ko na to. Ayan. Ayan, huwag natin erase yan. So, installment liquidation tayo, class. Ito yung difference yan. So, scenario number 2, tingnan natin Using the same information above, but assume that the partnership will be liquidated over a prolonged period of time. So yung phrase na yun, over a prolonged period of time, ang ibig sabihin nun, this is installment liquidation. And again, in installment liquidation, ang goal natin, how much pa yung safe payments to the partners. Distributions to the partners will be made as cash becomes available. Information on the first conversion of non-cash assets is as follows. A, 75% of the AR was collected for only 30,000. So, computin muna natin class yung proceeds. Okay, so collection of AR. How much nakalagay dyan? 30,000, tama? 30,000. Alright? And then, we have sale of inventory. Okay, sale of inventory. How much yung class? 40,000. Alright? And then, we have equipment, sale of equipment from letter C. Binenta daw for 120,000. So, addition yan. We have actual liquidation expenses. O, yun muna. Yung pag-convert muna ng non-cash assets. So, how much natin nabenta yung class? So, 30 plus 40, that's 70 plus 120, that's 190,000. Tama ba ito yung proceeds natin from the sale of non-cash assets o yung pag-convert na non-cash assets? Alright? So, how much naman yung book value ng class? The book value of the non-cash assets is how much yung 75% of AR. So, compute natin class. Yung AR na given is 60,000. 60,000 times 75%. That is, ulit, 60,000 times 75%, 45,000. Lagi ko dito yung book value. Okay, so 45,000 for the AR. And then sa inventory naman, half daw. So, kung 120,000 yung inventory, half is 60,000. Okay. Sa equipment naman class, carrying amount of 200. Right. So, ito yung book value natin. 45 plus 60, that's 105, plus 200, 305,000. So, binenta natin, 305,000. Okay? So, 190 minus 305,000, you have 115,000. So, yung 115,000 na yung class, this is a loss. Kasi yung book value mo, 305, nabenta mo lang for 190. So, may loss ka na 115,000. So, parang dito, once na na-compute mo yung loss, pwede nating i-allocate yan to the partners. Okay? So, we have partner A, 20%, partner B, 30%, and then partner C, 50%. Alright? So, lagay natin yung partners' balances. Again, i-offset mo na lagi. Pag loans to and from, offset mo na. 100,000, 170, and then 200,000. Alright? So, ang unang gagawin dito, class, allocate ko yung loss na 115,000. So, loss na 115. Okay, so compute with me, 115,000 times 20%. You have 23,000 for partner A. Okay, 115,000 times 30%, 34,500 for partner B. And then 115,000 times 50%, you have 57,500 for partner C. Okay, so yun yung loss natin. Now, allocate natin class yung punta doon sa letter D. Di ba meron tayong actual liquidation expenses? Nakita niyo yan? So, allocate din natin yan. So, yung actual liquidation expenses, na how much? 2,000. Allocate natin. 2,000 times 20% is 400. 2,000 times 30% is 600. 2,000 times 50% is 1,000. Alright? Now, ito yung difference class ng lump sum liquidation and installment liquidation. Sa installment liquidation class, meron tayong concept na, listen very carefully, maximum possible loss or MPL. Okay? Maximum possible loss. So again class, in installment liquidation, yung concept kasi niyan, dapat malaman natin how much yung safe na ibigay natin to the partners. Hindi ito yan. Yung balance yan, hindi yan yung safe. Okay? Kasi hindi pa tapos yung liquidation. Hindi pa nabebenta lahat ng assets. Sir, paano mo nalaman na hindi pa nabenta lahat ng assets? Take note class, ang nabenta pa lang is 305,000. And yung total na non-cash assets natin actually is 480,000. Kaya hindi pa tapos yung liquidation. That's why you call this installment liquidation. Now class, when you say maximum possible loss, ito yung worst case scenario. Alright? So pag inassume natin yung worst case scenario, tapos positive balance pa rin yung partners, ibig sabihin, safely pwede natin ibayad sa partners yun. Gets? Okay. Sir, what do you mean by maximum possible loss? May tatlong propositions yan. Nandiyan yung estimated liquidation expenses. Okay? So, in-estimate mo in the future, okay, for the next coming months, baka magbayad pa tayo ng liquidation expenses to the trustee. Okay? Yun yung first one. Yun yung components of the maximum possible loss. Number 2 is the cash withheld. Okay? For future liabilities. So, meron kang isa-save na cash kasi in the future, baka may liabilities ka pa. Let's say, may additional taxes or whatever. Cash withheld dyan. And number 3 is the remaining book value of non-cash assets. Ayan. I-assume natin, class, na yung remaining book value, what is the remaining book value? 480 minus 305. I-assume natin na hindi na natin mabebenta yon. Got it? So, ulitin ko, class. Yung concept ng maximum possible loss, ito yung worst case scenario. Worst case scenario natin, meron tayong liquidation expenses in the future. Estimated yan, ha? Kasi kapag actual, i-allocate mo agad. Okay? Ano pa yung worst case scenario natin? Magtatabi tayo ng pera, mag-withhold tayo for future liabilities. Ito yung cash withheld. And then, i-assume natin na yung remaining book value of non-cash assets hindi na mabebenta. Got it? Ayan. So, yun yung concept. Tingnan natin, class. How much yung estimated liquidation expenses in the problem? Nasa letter E, it's 1,000. Tama? So, this is 1,000. And then, yung cash withheld nasa letter F, 9,000 daw yung isa-save. Okay? For potential unrecorded liabilities. Now, yung third naman, ano yung remaining book value? Since yung total is 480, nabenta mo na yung 405, 480, o 305, 480 minus 305,000, remaining book value is 175,000. Got it? Okay. So, 175,000, add natin yan, 10,000 plus 175, that is 185,000. Ang tawag natin dyan, maximum possible loss, 185,000. Let's allocate 185,000 times 20%, you have 37,000. Okay. 185,000 times 30%, that is 55,500. And then 185,000 times 50%, you have 92,500. Okay, so let's compute. Okay, partner A, 100,000 minus 23, minus 400, minus 37,000, you have 39,600. Alright? 170,000 minus 34,500 minus 600 minus 55,500, you have 79,400. And then for partner C, 200,000 minus 57,500 minus 1,000 minus 92,500, you have 49,000. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, class, yun yung final answers natin. A receives 39,600, B receives 79,400, C receives 49,000. Take note, class, na yung itong row na to, yung maximum possible loss, tama ba hypothetical scenario lang yan? Hindi pa yan talaga nangyayari. Got it? Hypothetical scenario lang yan. Iyan yung worst case scenario. So, worst case scenario, ito yung magiging balances ng partners, A, B, C. So, ibig sabihin, class, safely, we can pay A, B, and C these amounts. Got it? Kasi, class, ginagawa natin yan para sa protection din ni creditors. Hindi pa bayad lahat ng liabilities natin. So, dapat si creditors muna. Alright? So, yan yung sagot natin. Okay. So, class, i-add nga natin yan. I-double check natin. So, 39,600 plus 79,400 plus 49,000, makukuha mo dito, class, actually is 168,000. Okay? And then, ang mangyayari dyan, kung i-analyze natin yung cash natin, okay, beginning balance of our cash is 20,000. Alright? And then, nabenta natin is, yung proceeds natin dito is 190,000. Tama? 190,000. And then, so ulitin ko, na 190,000, okay? And then, nagbayad tayo ng actual liquidation expenses na 2,000. Tama? And then, isi-save natin yung 10,000. 1,000 estimated. Yung cash withheld no, 9,000. Isi-save natin yung 10,000. And then, bayaran natin si accounts payable. How much ulit? Si 30. Bayaran muna natin si creditor natin kasi may priority siya. Ibig sabihin, class, yung cash natin, tingnan natin kung magmamatch siya. Minus 2, minus 10, minus 30, you have 168,000. Ibig sabihin, yung cash natin, pwede natin ibayad dito kay A, B, and C. Ayan. So, yun yung answer mo for installment liquidation. So, class, pag first problem of every topic, medyo matagal ko din discuss kasi first problem yun eh. No? Pero yung succeeding, mas mabilis na. Okay, so sige, let's go to... Class, nag-upload ako na additional exercises for this topic. Okay? Kasi mas marami kong gusto sagutan dito compared to other partnership topics. Kasi again, ito yung mas mahirap. No? So, dun muna tayo sa additional exercise number 1. Okay, so problem 1 muna tayo. Nakita mo yung the partnership of A, B, and C is currently undergoing liquidation. Nakita mo yan? Ayan, so doon muna tayo. So, before tayo mag-proceed dun sa handouts natin, doon muna tayo sa additional exercises. Okay. Erase ko lang to. So, let's read the problem. Yung requirement sa ating class is we compute for the cash distribution to partners A, B, and C. Ayan. Tingnan natin. Okay. So, A, B, and C. The partnership of A, B, and C is currently undergoing liquidation. ABC partnership has cash of 22,000, non-cash assets with a book value of 264 and liabilities 173,250. The following information relate to the partners as of January 1, 2021. A has a capital balance of 129,250, personal assets of 27,500, personal liabilities of 13,750. Plus, pag binigyan ka ng personal assets and personal liabilities, compute mo na yung net amount nun. Okay? I-erase ko na dito. Okay? Dapat mas maganda kung mapakita ko. Pero, yung personal liabilities kasi class, sila yung may preference sa personal assets. Ibig sabihin, yung excess niyan, excess personal assets, yun yung pwedeng ibayad sa partnership creditors. Okay ba yan? Okay. Sige. So, personal assets, 27,500 minus personal liabilities, 13,750. Lagay mo dyan, net personal assets of partner A, 13,750. So, write it down. Net personal assets of partner A is 13,750. So, basically, minus ko lang yung assets and liabilities. B extended the loan to the partnership in the amount of 13,750. Deficit, ingat ka, deficit, bisa negative balance of 38,500. Personal assets of 41,250 and personal liabilities of 16,500. So, class, ang gawin mo dyan, personal assets 41,250 minus personal liability 16,500, write it down. Net personal assets 24,750. C has a capital balance of 8,250, personal assets of 68,750, and personal liabilities 41,250. So 68,750 minus 41,250, net personal assets of C, lagay mo dyan 27,500. Alright, P&L ratio 3:1:1. So again, we allocate based on our P&L ratio. So doon mo tayo class. Tignan natin kung anong gagawin natin dito sa problem 1. Gagawin ko dyan, meron akong cash sa given. How much yung cash sa given class? So, second sentence, 22,000. Tama. I have non-cash assets. Okay, so ito yung balances. May non-cash assets ako dyan amounting to 264,000. I have liabilities, 173,250. Okay, and then partners A, B, and C. Partner A, lagay ko na rin yung P&L ratio, 3. Partner B is 1. And partner C is 1. Okay, so anong class yung capital balance of A? Nakita nyo ba yung 129,250 sa first bullet? Si B naman, since may deficit siya na 38,500, negative balance yun, tama ba nag-loan si B dun sa partnership? So, ibig sabihin, si partnership may utang siya kay B. Tama? And sabi ko class, pwede mong i-offset lagi pag liquidation. 38,500, mababawasan yan. So, instead of negative 38,500, i-minus mo yung 13,750, you only have negative 24,750. Nakuha niyan? So, negative 24,750. Nabawasan yung deficit of partner B. And then, partner C naman, meron siyang 8,250. Got it? Okay. Assets, the following transactions happened in January. Assets with book value of 82,500 were sold for 55,000. So, 82,500 minus 55,000. Tama ba, class? Loss yun na 27,500. Tama? So, ang gagawin ko dyan, binenta daw for 55,000. So, may sale of non-cash assets, okay, for 55,000. So, plus sa cash natin yan. Plus cash, 55,000. Yung book value is 82,500. So, minus yan. So, class, take note pala, yung heading natin, yung headers natin, ito yung assets, okay, ito yung liabilities, ito yung capital. So, assets equal to liabilities plus capital. Dapat balance lagi yan. Okay, so dapat balance lagi ng adjustments natin. Since may loss tayo, tama? How much yung loss natin? 27,500. Allocate natin yan to the three partners. 27,500 times 3 over 5. 3 over 5 kasi 3:1:1. So times 3 over 5, for partner A, it's 16,500. Okay? Uli natin. 27,500 times 1 divided by 5, you have 5,500 for partner B. 5,500 for partner C. Okay? So, yung adjustment na yan, okay? So, yung net effect niyan, balance yan. Okay? Let's go to the next bullet. The partners agreed. Meron pa pala next sentence. The proceeds were used to pay off the liabilities. So yung proceeds natin na 55, pinambayad daw yan ng liabilities. So payment of liabs minus 55 minus 55 sa liabilities. So balance pa rin yung equation natin. Alright? Next sentence. The partners agreed to contribute personal assets to whatever extent possible in order to eliminate the respective deficits. So kailangan natin malaman yung balances nila. Okay? Ibig sabihin, class, alamin natin kung sino yung kailangan mag-invest pa na partner. Alright, so yung cash natin, this is 22,000. Yung non-cash assets natin, 264,000 minus 82,500. You have 181,500. Okay, 173,250 minus 55,000. You have 118,250. Alright, and then yung si partner A, 129,250 minus 16,500, 112,750 for partner A. For partner B, 24,750 negative, and then 55. So, tumaas yung deficit ni partner B, 30,250. Alright, si partner C, 8,250 minus 55, you have 2,750. Okay, 2,750. Ayan. So, sino class yung kailangan mag-invest? Obviously, si partner B. Alright? Pero take note, hanggang how much lang yung pwedeng i-invest ni partner B. Pumunta ka dun sa second bullet sa taas. Tama ba na-compute natin yung net personal assets na 24,750? Tama? Take note, class, na yung, nakita mo ba dyan, yung personal assets of 41,250. Hindi lahat yun pwedeng i-invest ni B sa partnership. Bakit, sir? Kasi yung personal liabilities na 16,500, yun muna yung kailangan bayaran ni B. Again, yung personal creditors of the partners have preference over the personal assets. Kaya yung net personal assets, yun lang yung pwedeng i-invest ni B, which maximum amount is 24,750. Okay, so lagay natin B's contribution. Ayan, B's contribution 24,750. Okay, syempre cash yun. 24,750 dagdag sa cash plus 24,750. Alright? Next. Okay, so second to the last bullet, assets with a book value of 55 and fair value of 63,250 were distributed to A. Okay, so instead of cash yung ibayad kay A, okay, ang pinambayad kay A, assets. O, pwede yun, okay? So, ang gagawin natin dyan, class, since iba yung book value sa fair value, i-mark to market mo muna, i-revalue muna natin, okay? Parang ginagawa natin sa dissolution and formation. I-revalue mo muna whenever iba yung book value sa fair value, okay? Ano yung difference, class? 63,250 minus 55,000, tama ba meron kang gain na 8,250 dyan? So, ang gagawin ko muna dyan, yung gain na 8,250, okay, ito yung distribution to A, allocate ko muna to the partner. So, 8,250 times 3 over 5, 8,250 times 3 over 5, you have 4,950. Positive yun kasi tumaas eh. Tama? Plus 4,950. And then, 8,250 divided by 5, 1,650 for partners B and C. Got it? So, after mo i-revalue, saka mo ibigay kay partner A. So, how much yung book value ng class? 55,000. So, minus natin dito yan. Minus 55,000. Kay A naman, ang mamaminus sa kanya is the fair value. 63,250. O, yan. So, balance yung equation natin. Got it? So, ganyan gagawin mo class kapag distribution is non-cash asset. And then, last bullet, additional non-cash assets. So, sale of non-cash asset. With book value of 110, we're sold for 148,500. 148,500 minus 110, tama ba may gain tayo this time? 38,500. Okay. So, sale of non-cash asset, nabenta natin for 148,500 plus 148,500 sa cash. Bawasan natin yung non-cash assets natin at book value. Okay. Difference natin is gain na 38,500 times 3 over 5. Okay. 23,100 yung share ni A sa gain. Okay. 38,500 divided by 5, 7,700 naman for partners B and C. Okay? Ayan. Sige, so tingnan natin class yung balances of each of the accounts. Tingnan natin ha. So yung cash muna, 22,000 plus 24,750 minus plus 148,500, you should get 195,250. Okay, 195,250. 181,500 minus 55,000 minus 110, you have 16,500 for non-cash assets. For liabilities, you have 118,250. And then for partner A, 112,750 plus 4,950 minus 63,250 plus 23,100, you have 77,550. Let's go to partner B. Negative add ko muna yung tatlong positive, then minus ko yung 3250. 77 plus 1650 plus 24750 minus 30,250, that's positive 3850. Okay. 2750 for partner C plus 1650 plus 77, 12,100. Alright. So class, ito na ba yung sagot? 77,550, 3850, and 12,1? Answer is no. Bakit, sir? Again, kapag installment liquidation, sir, paano mo alaman na installment liquidation yan? Kasi meron ka pang remaining non-cash assets. Hindi pa tapos. And then meron ka pang liabilities. Hindi pa bayad lahat ng creditors. Pag installment liquidation, meron tayong maximum possible loss. May tatlong components yan. Estimated liquidation expenses, cash withheld, and remaining book value of non-cash assets. For this problem, wala tayo ng first two. Pero meron tayo ng last one. Okay? Ano yung remaining book value of non-cash assets? 16.5. Tama? So, ganito gagawin ko diyang class. So, meron akong si partner A, okay? Partner B, i-rewrite ko sandali, partner C, okay? Si partner A, meron siyang 77,550, and then si partner B, meron siyang 3,850, partner C naman, meron siyang 12,100. Maximum possible loss ko dito, class, is 16,500. Tama? Worst case scenario, hindi ko na mabebenta yung non-cash assets na yan. Okay, yun yung ibig sabihin nun. Worst case scenario, zero na yung proceeds from those non-cash assets. Then, allocate natin yung loss of the partners, 16.5 times 3 over 5, you have 9.9 negative. Okay. 16.5 divided by 5, you have 3.3 for B, and then 3.3 for C. Alright? So, ang gagawin natin dyan, 77,550 minus 9.9, 67,650 for partner A. For partner B, 3,850 minus 3,3, you have 550. And then for partner C, 12,1 minus 3,3, you have 8,800. Okay? 8,800. So class, ang final answers natin for A, 67,650. For B, 550. For C, 8,800. Okay? So now class, again, since ito, hypothetical scenario lang yan, ang tanong ko sa inyo, how much yung actual na mababawas mo dun sa balances ng partners? Ito. Okay? So, ibig sabihin class, pwede nating bayaran yung tatlong partners. So, lagay natin distribution to the partners. I-total nga natin yung class. 67,650 plus 550. Okay? Plus 88. Nakuha nyo yung 77,000. Tama? So, ibig sabihin class, magmaminus tayo sa cash na 77,000 and then bawasan natin yung capital na KA, 67,650, okay, 550, and then 8,800. Got it? Now, kung titignan natin class yung balances nila, 195,250 minus 77,000, you have 118,250. Okay? And then yung non-cash assets, still 16,500. Okay? Liabilities, still 118,250. Kay partner A naman, 77,550 minus 67,650, you have 99. Alright? And then kay partner B, 3,850 minus 550, you have 33. And then kay partner C, 12,1 minus 88, you have 3,300. Okay? So class, ito yung gusto kong ma-observe mo. Yung makakabawas sa capital balances of the partners, hindi talaga to. Yung actual na makakabawas. Kasi hypothetical scenario lang yung maximum possible loss natin. Yung talaga makakabawas sa kanila is the actual distribution. Got it? Ayan. Sir, bakit ganun ginawa natin? So, take note class na because of yung concept ng maximum possible loss, safe pa rin yung mga creditors natin. Alright? May pambayad pa rin tayo sa kanila. Nakuha mo yun? Baka may 250, may pambayad pa rin tayo sa creditors natin. Got it? Yun yung objective ng maximum possible loss para maging conservative tayo. So, instead of waiting na matapos yung liquidation process, nabayaran natin sa A, B, and C. Wherein, safe pa rin yung creditors natin. Mababayaran pa rin natin sila. Okay. So, class, ang gusto ko ma-realize mo din dito, very important point. Actually, pinahaba ko lang yung computation ito. Later, puro shortcut gagawin natin. As you notice, ang ina-highlight ko kanina, dapat laging balance yung equation natin. Lahat ng adjustments. Since lagi siyang balanced, pwedeng ang gawin natin class is ignore mo na yung left-hand side na yan. Okay? Whenever liquidation yung tanong sa'yo, okay? Whenever liquidation yung tanong sa'yo, always use the capital balances na lang. Okay? Ito actually, pinakita ko lang to. Pero hindi mo kailangan gawin yun nasa left side na yan. nasa right side lang, kaya mo masolve yung problem. Got it? So moving forward, puro ito na lang gagamitin natin, yung capital balances of the partners. Alright, so yun yung sagot natin for additional exercise number 1. Okay? Next natin is, ayan, dun muna tayo sa, so I think, sige, let's have a short break muna before we go to the next items.